What's up YouTube? This is how you air layer guava trees. What you need is some electric tape, a plastic bag, saran wrap, X-Acto knife, and some peat moss. Find a nice branch. This one's nice and straight here, and we're going to do an air layer right down here. Take your X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut around the branch right around here. Alright, so here's the cut. We cut around the bark like this, and then what we need to do is we need to scrape out all this green stuff. This is the cambium layer. See how I'm doing it like this? And this is how you scrape off the cambium layer, and you do that all the way around this bark. Now get some peat moss and then soak it in water. Squeeze out just a little water. Make sure it's a little wet, but not too wet. Right about like that's fine. Now fill that bag with the peat moss, tie it up, and then we make a cut like this to open it up. Alright, once we have the bag cut, we just put it in the our little cut right here like this. Get your electric tape and tape it around like this so that it's nice and tight. Next, get your saran wrap and wrap that plastic bag. And that's it. Wait 3 to 4 months and you should have some roots. And here's some examples with roots. So this one has roots, so I'm going to need to rebag this because this tin foil just got broken. And here's another one. This one's got roots, so I'm going to rewrap this with peat moss and a plastic bag. So I did with just a saran wrap, and that kind of just fell apart. You can see it there. So here's another air layer example. So this is maybe 3-4 months. I think it should be a lot more than this. But I'm going to go ahead and rewrap this with another plastic bag and let it grow out. You can see the roots coming out here. I think what happened here is that maybe there's a reconnection here in the cambium layer, and so maybe it slowed down the root growth. So I'm going to try to maybe disconnect it again from back here, do another cut back here, and then hopefully these roots will grow out faster. So here's another view. You can see the roots here and here, down here. It's growing, but I think if you see, look at right here, it looks like it reconnected. So I think that's what the problem is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut this, or maybe just cut this whole area off, and hopefully it gives a better, forces this branch to grow roots right in here. I started making this cut here, so I'm going to cut all the way around, and I'm going to scrape all that cambium layer off. Alright, so here is what I got. I went ahead and did a big cut here, and I just started scraping all that cambium layer off. So it's important that you give a nice length behind that, or if it heals back and reconnects to the main branch, it will start producing roots, like what happened here. So this has been maybe 3 or 4 months now, and it should have produced a lot more roots than that. So I'm going to redo this and just wrap it around with a nice plastic bag. Alright, so here it is. I wrapped that bad boy back up. Now I'm just going to wrap it in with some tin foil here. And there it is, nice and wrapped up. And the reason you want to wrap it up is just to keep it cool, so when the sun hits it, it doesn't bake up the peat moss. We have 3 that are in a pot. These 3 were air layered also, pretty much using the same technique. And guava trees are very easy to air layer, so just make sure you make a nice long cut to separate the cambium layer from the branch. This one's doing very well, and when that other one roots out, I'll update you on how I cut it off the branch and pot it up. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.